Polly got some talent.
Thank you.
My father says to me, Derek, why are you into poetry? Why not be into something, come on, more exciting, something that's interesting, something that's gonna bring you the money, then, bring you the honeys. Why not be into something like archaeology? You can be one of those people that look for something that may or may not exist while you slave in the hot sun. Now, boy, does that not sound like fun? My father's white, and I want to give him a look that makes him question whether he should have used slave and hot sun in the same sentence when talking to his biracial child, but instead, I fold my mouth into a smile and say, Dad, I am an archaeologist. I just never leave my room. See, in there I find bits and pieces of things that match what I am missing. Dad, poetry is where I have unearthed remains of myself that you never bothered looking for. And although I come from you, it is like we speak two different languages. Your love seems encryptic. No wonder my hieroglyphic smiles often get mistranslated. I have been drinking from denial for too long. Dad, there are days where I don't know who you are, where I feel more comfortable between my four walls because they have been there for the duration of my life, from the time I was being conceived to birth to even this moment. I guess you could say they spend more time with me than you do. Question: is a father figure fact, fiction, or forgettable? And answer: alliterated and avoided. Dad, you taught me well with never saying how I feel. I am proud of you. It's something I'm learning how to say more often and on my own because I have never seen your lips attempt to teach me. See, father lessons can say, here son, this is a bat, it hits the ball, not here son, this is a pen, and it can change who you are. Ask any male how often they've had a heart-to-heart with their father. Listen for the saliva being swallowed to make up for the silence in their answer. We are taught that sensitivity is our worst nightmare, that the moment you crack open and spill raw fluids is the moment you become disposable, that there is no Kleenex in the world to dry the tears of masculinity when really you are just a masked enemy. And I can relate. Somewhere in our chamber of secrets, we grab our pens, our cigarettes, our liquor bottles, whatever kills us, and Houdini the man who deemed themselves absent when we weren't showing alpha. Bravo is just another affirmation that is showcasing silence. I cannot say that I am fine with who I am when I'm not allowed to express who I want to be, because you use sensitivity as a synonym for femininity and homosexuality. How many more boys in America will research how to tie a noose before getting their own collections of ties? I just want to be fine with being who I am, with telling my brothers I love them and mean it, with saying to my dad, I had the pain sometimes, and having him tell me it's okay and mean it. I don't want to hear just suck it up anymore when there's no more beer left in the can. It has been my fifth one in less than an hour, and I am only 19. Going numb is the only way I have learned to deal with this. But if it takes a poem to say I enjoy feelings, no matter how cliche, then so be it, as long as I can believe it. Dad, I know you've always wanted to be an archaeologist / cop / forest ranger. Thank you for letting me believe that I can be anything in the world, but I think it's time that I became more of myself. Y'all, when I wrote this poem, I found another missing piece. Covered in what felt like shame, it was acceptance. Something I have been missing for a long time, so I'm not gonna stand up here and pretend to be a poet. I told you, I'm an archaeologist. I'm just trying to find the pieces that's gonna make me feel whole. Thank you. All right. Michael Mayfield, Edmondson ROTC student and gifted baseball player. This child's arm was literally his rifle. Looking down his barrel, we never saw Michael's pitch, and Michael never saw graduation. So I want to ask the bullet, when you were sent rippling through his skull, what was it like to be in a museum of amazing and not have a name of who you were actually looking for? Because Michael was a soldier. taken by arms. I wish I could use my arms to hug him back into existence, that our cries could flood the past so Michael could end up in our future. You know, in Baltimore, we black boys know bullets like mosquitoes. In Baltimore, opportunity does not call for boys with black skin and change. Change is only something we find between sofa cushions. Now, I realize it's hard to escape what we have been placed into, because many of us are shooting for stars with feet still shackled to the ground. We want to be wizards, make magic with our lives, but giving heat instead, unloading bullets into each other instead of knowledge. We're given hoop dreams to chase, but you know, people like Donald Sterling love to watch us play basketball. For how we have mastered the art of hanging in the air, they think that we got it from our ancestors. We wear chains wrapped around our necks like we're trying to reconnect with our ancestors. You know, my school tells me we're trying to get you ready for the real world. So then why do the windows have bars on them like we are graduating to a life on parole? Maybe this is just a game of hide and seek with success. But growing up in Baltimore, all I was taught was cops and robbers. That roses are red and violets are blue, so are police lights, so run before they find you. Because in Baltimore, people watch The Wire to understand our lives, but they don't know a damn thing about me and the wire I walk on. Thank you.